Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back with part 4, finally, of one Duo for One or Share for Share, my quirky idea, which probably my favourite, or at least one of my favourite ideas. It's got to be in the top 3 or 4, at least in the top 5, I'd say. Possibly my favourite idea, although I do come up with a lot of ideas, as you can probably tell if you see my other videos, and a lot of time that will be my favourite idea at the time, so you never know, I might come up with another idea that I like even more, or love even more. But anyway, as ever, I hope you will comment what you think, whether you like it, like this video, whether you like the idea, how you think I did, any questions you have during the live stream, perhaps. I know I do pretty much well, but so far I did almost all my videos live. So anyway, yeah. So if you do want to comment anything, either during or after the video, obviously you can't do so before, but what I'm on about. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it, and do comment. But yeah, if you want to comment, please comment. Basically, I forgot to say in part 3 that, or even in the other parts, that I often think of a catchy sort of song or tune that for some reason in my head it's either a football sort of chant, one Duo for One or Share for Share, and I'm a bit too shy to sing it, but or it could be like a song where it starts really slow and then or it starts really loud and fast and then it goes really slow towards the end, like one Duo One or Share for Share at the end and all that kind of thing. So, but if you have any ideas about how the song could go, if there was a song based on this sort of theme, one Duo One or Share for Share, I'd love to read any lyrics that you can think of. I think that covers everything for the intro, so I'm going to crack on with the last part of this list, and hopefully do the version on Facebook as well for anything I might have forgotten or whatever. So here goes. So number 31. I was thinking in the past it's probably, partly was wondering if it's a selfish sort of idea, but I actually think it'd be quite a good and positive idea because it's based on rewarding. So if people say, like, in Islam or Christianity, it says about sharing, sharing the faith, or sharing the religion, religion and sharing the Bible or Quran respectively. I think like it's only fair to get something in return. Like if God supports my work, then I think it's only fair to do the same. My work, if you like, works in speech marks. For some reason I put it in speech marks. But yeah, I think it'd be quite a positive thing. Number 32, it could also include like YouTube, as I said before, like social media generally. Perhaps if I had other forms of social media or any sort of projects I work on, not just my writing, it would mainly feature my writing, but it could be like, as I said before, like benefiting Italian football. Those who invest in Italian football, I could promote their work. If it's like a business, I could promote their literature, or if they wanted me to share something in return, or if we made some sort of deal together. Or Celtic, if they support Celtic, or again, like it could be like for like, if they like my videos, I'll like their videos. Any organisation or individual, any individual organisation or whatever, or if they share my videos, I can share theirs, and things like that. So yeah, so that sort of deal, like returning the favour, basically. Again, I think it'd be quite a positive thing because it means I'm rewarding those who have done something for me, and possibly for others as well. If I think the situation's fair. If they support a charity I support, for instance, or things like that. Number 33, if it was up to me, like anyone who tried to touch anything of mine, especially my paperwork, they would fall before they got to it and injure themselves just enough to put them off from ever doing so again. Not too much, but not too little. It would just be, as I say, literally just enough to put them off from doing so again. I'm sure God would have the power to do that if he's as powerful as I believe, and as other people believe, or anywhere near that powerful, even. And also, if like people tried to call me or distract me or disturb me when I'm in the middle of like trying to think or eat or drink or write or sleep or whatever other activities I might be doing, like if they try and distract me, or they call me too many times, especially like maybe they could call me up to 3 times. Like when I say call, like call to do an errand, I mean not like call on phone and say how are you or stuff like that. But if they called me too many times, like if they called 3 times and the 4th time, God would make them lose their voice if it was up to me, so that wouldn't distract my works or plans or whatever. Number 34. Another thing is, I suppose as a side note, I have a diary. Actually, I have 2 diaries. I don't know why I bought 2, but just in case. Like one's a bit small, but whatever ideas I don't get or whatever plans I don't get in there, I put in the larger one, but which actually has times on it as well, like 8 in the morning, 9 or whatever, if I could wake up at that time. But it seems to be a bit more organised than the smaller one. But to to me, that's a good investment. And anything that's not in that diary, anything that's not in my diary, pretty much, some things I might do spontaneously, but pretty much, if I'd say, if someone says, do you want to do such a certain thing, generally speaking, on most days, I would say, I'll just consult my diary. I think organized people, they normally say, I'll just consult my diary. Number 35, again, anyone who supports my projects, I try and think of ideas to make it as fair as possible. So, like, I think I'll do something fair equally to reward the favor. So, like, whatever they do for me, as I say. So, yeah, I said before, like, if any religious organization, including mosque or church or any other religious organization, Muslim, Christian, or any other Hindu, Buddhist, Sikh, or whatever, helps me with my writing, or helps me with, like, with a creative room, for instance, or providing stationery to write on, or even helps my child works or whatever. I try and so if they gave me like a notebook to write in, and I wrote that notebook of my ideas, and then they said, and I gave it to people in developing countries mainly, I would put it inside a Bible, let's say, and I suppose they would still have to help me distribute it, or I'd have to have an organization which helps me to distribute those things to people in developing countries. With the Italian football thing, in blue notebooks, I would share those with Italian football, those involved in Italian football, like the Italian football authorities, and green and white notebooks would be green and stroke, or green and white would be for Celtic as well. So I'd share those. And again, if the churches helped me, or any other group, I would share whatever they wanted me to share. Like it could be if it's a mosque, obviously, or a Muslim group, it could be a Quran. If it's a church, it would be a Bible or whatever, or even religious literature that they have that they wanted me to share. I would share that with. I'd put my notes inside there, so just to say thanks. Number 36. Most of the stuff I want to write and share would be for what I call the six, which I'm entering for. But some of it would be, for Italian football and Celtic. But other than that, pretty much all of it would be for people from what I call the six. And normally I have color coordinated notebooks to share, like so. Black notebooks for black empowerment, brown notebooks for brown empowerment. That's Indian, Pakistani, Sri Lankan, or Bangladeshi. Controversially, yellow for Far Eastern, red for Native American, and that kind of thing. Black could also be for Indigenous Australasian as well as African, or black empowerment generally. Number 37, again, some of it's for Celtic. Number 38, I hope to expand upon the idea, and hopefully, as I say, it will make me feel a lot better knowing like it's a fair deal. If I shared Bibles and then God didn't help my work, I would feel like almost being used in a way. So I normally like to get something in return. Like I'd probably never really, other than the charitable work I do, I'd never really work for free. And even that, I sort of get something out of it because I feel good. And I'm not talking about just money. I'm talking about getting something in return, even if it's just an appreciation. Like a lot of times, if people ask me to do something politely, I'd be way more inclined to help them if they ask me politely. If they just say words, some of my favorite words are like please, appreciate, answer a call, thank you, and stuff like that. Number 39. Again, I hope to expand upon the idea. I hope I haven't forgot too many ideas I was going to cover. But again, yeah. So I hope this all makes sense. As I say, it could be like for like. People like my videos, I'll like theirs back. If they subscribe to me, I'll subscribe to them back. Obviously, as long as they let me know. If they comment on my channel and then they say, please comment back on mine, on one of my videos. The same if they react to one of my videos, I'll react to one of theirs. If they want me to, obviously they'd have to let me know that they want to be part of this. So anyone who wants to be part of 121 or share for share would have to let me know. Obviously, so that I can return the favor. I suppose if I didn't know, then I can't really return the favor. But yeah, so it would involve all those things, and again, maybe we could discuss the deal in advance. But I want to make it as fair as possible, so I want to make it for any individual, organization, NGO, which I suppose is a form of organization, political party, which I suppose is another organization, council, or any other group that wants me to be involved in share for share and wants me to share their literature or whatever it is that they want me to share, as long as I feel the deal is fair. And finally, number 40, I thought whichever, I suppose this would be more for religion, whichever religion, spiritual or religious group I suppose it would apply to, probably only apply to a spiritual or religious group, that helps me to write or do 40 things that I'm proud of, as I'm 40, hence I left it for the number 40. 40 things that I'm proud of. That could be projects, it could be writing, even just writing 40 notebooks, because I suppose saying 40 projects would probably be quite daunting. People might be like, wow, 40 projects, that's quite a lot. And I'd have to obviously be able to count it. I'd also have to be able to have a record of it and stuff like that. So if it's like, I thought something like, for instance, if mosques or churches or any other group wanted me to share like a line of scripture or a verse or a quote from their religion, whether that's the Quran, the Bible, or any other religious text or whatever, I thought of doing line for line. So for each line they help me to write, or each line I get to write, again, they help me to do, I suppose. Or each verse, each sentence I get to write, I would share a scripture or a verse or a line from Quran or the Bible or whatever, respectively. But yeah, so obviously I'd have to have a record of it. Either I'd have to have a picture or recording or some sort of record to know how many I've done, obviously, to know that. But yeah, whichever religious group or spiritual group helps me to write, whichever spiritual/religious group helps me to write or do 40 things that I can be proud of first, that is a religion I'll convert to, and hopefully it'll be the one true religion, if there is one, which I suppose often monotheist religions say they are the true one. So hopefully that would be like proof of that religion. Like people will know that, come to know that religion as being one true religion. And I'll convert to that religion, share as much as I can, especially from that. But I'd still probably try and keep 1, 2, or for 1, because I'd still want as much support as I can for my ratings or whatever. But if I can, anyway, and I'd do as much as I can as long as possible, because hopefully I think it's a good idea to make, to encourage people to support my plans and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll get more stuff done, all being well. But again, I'd love to hear what you think. If you think I'm being naive or I'm not being very clear, if you have any questions, or you think that the idea is foolish, or you think the idea is good, or you think the idea is the best thing since sliced bread, sliced toast, or whatever, or whatever else you think, somewhere in between probably, or yeah, whatever you want to comment. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling, and again, I hope this made sense, and I bid you peace and love. I am out.